Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I would like to thank each and every one of you for being here this evening. There are many of you who, over several years, have supported the Pontian Greek Society and the Research Center. The Pontian Greek Society was founded in 1977 as a social organization, but after many years, its members, including myself, realized that we had a story to tell that was virtually unknown. Hearing about the Armenians who made great progress of telling their story of genocide, we often ask ourselves, what about our story? The suffering, loss of life, uprooting, and especially the loss of homeland that the Pontians and the Anatolian Greeks had occupied for 3,000 years, their story needed to be told, since very few people, including our own Greek community, knew very little about it. After 1922, and decades later, the Greek governments avoided to discuss the story of Megali Catastrophe, the Great Catastrophe and the Greek Genocide. It was kept a secret. The governments had to deal with other issues to cover their mistakes, to cope with an influx of refugees and the ongoing wars. Meanwhile, the refugees, like my parents, were trying to survive in the new land. It wasn't until the late 80s when the Pontian organizations in Greece brought the issue of genocide to the surface and demanded accountability and recognition. Here in Chicago, in May of 2008, the Pontian Greek Society started a movement, and later on, joined by the Pan-Pontian Federation of USA and Canada, to organize academic conferences to discuss how we can make our tragic history known to the American public and to the English-speaking people. We have joined with a local Armenian organization, the Holocaust Museum and Education Center, the Assyrian community, and others to promote our story, which in many ways is similar to theirs. In 2011, the Asia Minor and Pontus Hellenic Research Center was established as a 501c3 to better carry on the work and efforts started by the society. After 5 academic conferences, we were able to produce and publish several books. These books were the result of extensive research by historians and academic scholars, including the 2 teaching guides for high schools and elementary schools, which are being provided to educators during the educational workshops. The publication and research work is an ongoing effort and must be continued. We have several projects on our list. For example, we have 5 huge volumes with thousands and thousands of personal stories of survivors during the exodus from Pontus, Asia Minor, and Eastern Thrace, and stories after they reached Greece and other countries. The survivors' stories, collected in the late 1920s, are in Greek, and we strongly believe that they are very important to be translated and to be published. The board members and I are appealing to our community here in the Chicago area and around the country to help us continue our work, since the Research Center, the only one outside of Greece, consists of few volunteers and our finances are limited. This documentary is a tribute to the thousands who perished during the decade of 1913-1923, to the survivors of the genocide, to the victims of Holocaust, and to all genocides. It is a tribute to my parents, who were uprooted from their home and homeland, and to my grandparents that I have no memories of, not even a photograph. Thank you.